Hello everyone, it's Colorful, and I'm back with another video. So, you may have noticed that this format is a little bit different. There's no gameplay, and this is because this is going to be a more serious video, which, this is like the first one I've really done that's like serious. So, I'll try to just give you guys details, make this still lighthearted because I know that this is what that person would have wanted. So, if any of you guys know a person by Eden Knight, you probably are in a similar community to me. She was a transgender, um, 22-year-old woman from Saudi Arabia who was able to move to the US due to education and basically was able to have a visa. So, she made a family here, had a bunch of friends, really was living the best of her life. But unfortunately, we just got the terrible news that she passed away. Was it the 12th? A few days ago. And it was by suicide. So, basically, context is needed for this. Eden came from a Saudi Arabia family who was very conservative, but they were also a very noble family. I believe her father he's like a minister of like economics, I believe, in the Saudi government. So he's a big politician. So he's rich, powerful, and of course, in a very conservative government, it would be a disgrace to have a transgender daughter. So two men approached Eden. One was an American and one was a Saudi Arabian lawyer. And basically they said that they would help rekindle the relationship between Eden and her parents. Little did Eden know was that these men were paid by Eden's father to force Eden to detransition, abandon all their friends, and move back to Saudi Arabia. So by the time that Eden already started trying to help or trying to get help from these guys, they'd already basically like they would insult her, tell her that she looks mannish, um, basically try to get her to um like basically to detransition, which she wanted to rekindle a relationship with her parents because who wouldn't? If like even if like you've been a even if they're not good parents, like nothing sounds better than having a good parent. So by the time Eden had to start relying on them, and by the time that they were already helping her, they basically cut her off from the rest of the world. So Eden was forced to do transition and move back to Saudi Arabia. And once she got there, it's pretty clear that she was either going to be harassed for the rest of her life, would be unable to escape, or would die in a Saudi prison. So she chose to end her life, which you can't even blame her for that choice. Like, understanding her situation, all I feel is sympathy and condolences and just pain for her friends and family and Eden herself. So, this has been a very major story because something like this happens a lot, but Eden was a pretty well-known person on the internet, so this is pretty shocking, to say the least. So, I'm talking about this for a few reasons. One, I want you guys to know the story, because there are many stories like this that have basically occurred of trans people being forced to detransition. Um, a good example is, let's see, it's this famous trans person. What is her name? Ohio teen, Leela Alcorn. If you know Leela Alcorn, you would know that she was a transgender teen who was also forced to detransition, and fortunately, she killed herself. Like, we see these stories too many times, and it's just bad, tragic. We need systems to protect trans kids. That's all that matters. So, maybe this can just, like, communicate to you guys a bit how important it is for us to push back against anti-LGBT activists. Because there's a reason why there's not a lot of old trans people. And that's because they're in such constant danger. They're constantly harassed. It's just, if it doesn't piss you off, then I don't know how. You like, just like, live with that. Because it pisses me off. Like, how can I not be pissed off? I'm watching people who are dying for no reason, only simply because of their identity. And I think that's disgusting. And I think this needs to stop. So, just to, as a little, like, celebration of Eden, Eden was a very funny person, and they loved jokes, and I'm just gonna try to bring up the tone a bit, just because I know that that's what they would have wanted. So, this this hits close to home as someone with a lot of trans friends. So, please, if you have a trans friend, just tell them that's gonna be okay. You need to let them know that they have your support. Eden wouldn't want that. I'm also going to I'm going to try to link a GoFundMe into the comments for Eden's friends and family, if there is one, because they need your help. No one deserves to deal with this person's suicide. Eden didn't deserve to kill herself. She deserved to live. And that's just sad. Her family, horrible people. I hope they get what's coming to them. This is, like, really big. Even Philip DeFranco's covered this. You know it's big if Philip DeFranco's covered this. So, hopefully, this just informs more people about her terrible, terrible, terrible death, and how we need to fight harder and even more to save all of these poor, poor people who are suffering. That's all. I'll see y'all next time.